This key that I want to share with you today is a great way to think about confidence, whether it's for performance in sport, or for a job interview, or for a work presentation, or even a social situation. So, whenever you need to perform or do something important, you often hear the classic saying, be confident, right? And there are two parts to confidence. There's the feeling part, what you feel on the inside, obviously, and then there's the actions part, which is acting confidently. And that's the only part that can actually be seen by others. And when most people talk about confidence or think about confidence, they often refer to the feelings part. So when they tell you to be confident or when people wish to become more confident, they often mean that they want to feel more confident, right? And that would be great. But the problem is that you can't just decide to feel confident, right? However, you can act confident regardless of how you feel inside. And it always comes back to this in psychology. You have control over your actions, but not so much over your feelings. But why is confidence such a desired state? Well, obviously, because it gives a lot of bonuses, if you will, that makes a lot of situations easier to handle. So you become more decisive, you stand taller, you express yourself more, and you speak more clearly. It feels good, of course. And importantly, you don't overthink and hesitate, which is very important for performance, especially in sport. Um, but you'll notice that all of these things are actions. They are things that you either do or don't do, right? So, what do you actually want to achieve by feeling confident? Other than that it feels good, of course. It's usually not just for the sake of it, but you want to feel confident so that you can do something in particular, right? And here lies the trap, the natural belief that you first have to change how you feel so that you then can act in a different way, right? And that's not all wrong, of course. If you feel confident, you will most likely act confidently as well. But again, the problem is that you can't just decide to feel confident. Feeling confident is a result of actually believing in your ability to succeed in a given situation. And that comes with experience and prior success. In a sense, confidence is something that you earn by mastering a situation. So, if you're in a situation that you haven't mastered and that's important to you, you will likely feel unconfident to some degree. So, instead of trying to force yourself to feel confident, which is just not very effective, you should work on acting confidently regardless of how you feel on the inside. Now, remember this key point. In psychology, actions come before feelings. Okay? So, what would you do or not do if you felt confident? How would you speak? What would you say? What decisions would you make and how would you go about enacting them? How would you carry yourself? Literally make a list of these things. And when you start acting confidently and you realize that it's working, meaning you find some kind of success or get some positive feedback or something like that, you might actually start to feel confident as well. So if you change how you act, your feelings might change as well. But you cannot first change how you feel in an attempt to automatically change your behavior, right? So remember, you have control over your actions, but not so much over your feelings. So whenever you want to change your internal state, your state of mind, or your emotional state, remember, actions always come first. Mastery of your mental game involves doing exactly this, practicing confident performance regardless of your internal state. Because obviously, you won't always feel confident when you need to perform or do something important. So, as a practical tip, actually make that list that I was talking about. Write down what confidence means to you in terms of specific actions in the situation that you're facing. And the next time you're in that situation, actually do those things. Take one of the things from your list and actually do that. Even if you feel unconfident in the moment and it feels weird to do. And as an added bonus, when you act confidently, other people will see you as confident and reflect that back to you, kind of creating a positive loop that will also be very helpful. So, the more times you do this, the easier it becomes. And before you know it, you will actually start to feel confident in those situations.